Okay, in this video we're going to go through the examples for 2G for your booklet. So previous video we went just through the theory and now we're going to go through the examples. So for those of you who wanted to skip the theory, cool, just make sure you still understand all the definitions because I'm not really going to go through them here. All right, so example number 12, calculating the mean. What we want to do is find the mean number of premiership wins. So what we're going to do first of all is add list or spreadsheet. Now you can label your column. We don't have to put the team names in, okay? So, which is good. That would be very time consuming. So we can just call this, I'm going to call it Prem for premierships. You can call it P, could even call it X, it doesn't really matter. So put your values in. While I'm doing that, I'm going to talk because I can. So when you're doing it, it's probably not a good idea to talk while I'm doing this, is just to always make sure, now 1, 2, 3, that you don't forget anything or you don't enter in things incorrectly. So always go back. Now I can see that these numbers are put in order and there was 16 values entered. Just want to make sure there's 16 teams here. Remember, this is up until 2010. So I think we've had a few teams enter since then. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Awesome. Okay. So we want to do the mean. So all your statistics are here in menu and statistics, stat calculations, and we want to just do one variable statistics. So we've only got one list, so okay. And the name of that list we called Prem. Okay, we don't need to worry about anything else here. And you can't really see that too well, so let me just scroll over. Okay, so what we've got here in this column is our statistics. Oh gosh, what did I just do? Okay, so remember before, X bar is your mean. So the mean of this is 7.125. Okay, so the mean number of premiership wins. And then we've got other values here. So SX is your standard deviation. N is how many values we have. And here is what we call the 5-number summary. So I'm just going to put that up. Your minimum value is 0, so Fremantle, no grand final wins. Interquartile, sorry, not the interquartile range, your lower quartile, 1.5, the median, 6, upper quartile, 11.5, and your maximum is 16. So just with your quartiles, Q1, lower quartile, Q3, upper quartile. So in the previous video and later on in this video, we're going to talk about the interquartile range. So it's just the difference between your upper quartile, 11.5, and your lower quartile, 1.5. Anyway, for this question, you just had to do the mean, which we've done. So let's move on. Okay, the median. So calculator does the median for you. So you can see here the median number of premiership wins, which is good. So let's scroll. Find the median number of premierships. Oh, awesome. I didn't even know that question was coming up. Great. So it's done it for you. Median is 6. Sometimes it's actually quicker to do the median by hand and even the mean, just depending on how many data values you have. So when you think about putting all those numbers into your calculator, sometimes it's quicker just to do it by hand. Okay, measures of spread. So this one here, we've got marks for 2 different tasks awarded to a group of students. Task A and task B. If we were finding the range, it's just your maximum minus your minimum. So they're put in order for us, which is fantastic. So your highest mark is 94, the lowest is 2. So and I didn't realize when I was doing this last time that I was actually using a similar example, but 94 minus 2 is 92. So your range for task A, and I wonder if I can write that down here. So task A, highest value minus the smallest value. So your range is 92. Task B, your highest value is 91. and the lowest value is 11, so your range is 80. Okay, moving along, interquartile range. So this is what I was talking about before. So using the data in example 14, was that example 14? Oh, do I really want to? Okay, I will write all that just because it's a good idea to do what we're told to do. So I'm going to put these values into the calculator. So I'm going to start a new document. You can delete everything from this document, but I just find it easier just to go to new. We don't want to save that, and we just go to lists and spreadsheet. So we had task A. Oops, doesn't like spaces. Task, obviously doesn't like capital letters either. It's going to change it for me. Okay, task A, task B, and then we enter them in. So you just go 2, 6, 2, 6, 9, etc., etc. So I'm going to pause, enter those values in. So you can pause now and enter the values in as well. All right, so I've just finished entering in my values. It was interesting when I did task A, I ended up with 31 values, so one extra. So it's a good idea, excuse me, to always check your values, because it would be a real shame to get something wrong simply because you entered in something incorrectly on the calculator. So even if you could do all the other steps, if you've made one number, mistake on one number, everything's going to be wrong. Okay, so please make sure you can enter it in correctly. Okay, so we're going to just go back to example 15. We had to find the interquartile range for each of them. So we've got 2 tasks there. I'm just going to do each one separately. So statistics, stat calculations, 1 variable stats. Okay, so we're going to do task A first. So task A, and I'm just going to have to move that over so we can see it. So you got the mean, but we just want the interquartile range. So remember your interquartile range, let's go back over here for a sec, is Q3, your upper quartile, minus, sorry, that is a Q, your lower quartile. So for task A, your upper quartile is 47 and your lower quartile is 22. So your interquartile range for task A is going to be, 25? And then task B, okay, we do the same thing. So I'm just going to, go over here. Let's just scroll over a bit more. It doesn't matter where it ends up. Okay, so we can go menu, statistics, stat calculations, 1 variable stats. And we're going to do task B this time. Okay, scroll down and Q3. Let me just get where's my cursor? There it is. It's going to let me draw. Oh, I had my pen around the wrong way. That's hilarious. Okay, 73 minus 31. So your interquartile range for this one is 42. So you can see that 50% so let's look at task A. So the middle 50% were between 22 and 47. Okay, so there was a smaller interquartile range. And for task B, they were further spread out, so 42. So 50% of the middle values were between 31 and 73. Okay, now you could probably have a look at them as a plot if you wanted to. A box plot would be the best way, but I'm not going to do that now. The next topic is box plot. So for now, just maybe understand how to calculate the interquartile range, and when we go through box plots, it'll probably make a lot more sense as to why we talk about the interquartile range. All right, your standard deviation. Now I showed you the standard deviation where it's calculated. So if we just go down, oops, no, it's up. Okay, so there's your standard deviation there. So let's just see. Oh, we don't have to do any examples, do we? It'd be nice if we could just end. Beautiful. Okay, so there we go. 2G questions 1 to 9. Make sure you can do this stuff on your calculator. The instructions are there in your booklet just in case, but same thing, stats, one variable, and it'll just throw things out at you. Okay, bye.